All right, so you're here. That means you're on the verge of a really exciting adventure. Today, we're going to map out the first crucial steps of your entrepreneurial quest, how to officially, legally start a company here in the USA. Let's jump in.
You know that feeling, right? It all starts with that one idea, the one that keeps you up at night, the one you just know could be a game changer. You know you've got something special.
But then reality hits. The paperwork, the weird legal terms, all the government websites. It can feel like you've been dropped into a maze that was designed to be confusing. But don't you worry, that's what we're here for. We've got the map.
We've broken this whole quest down into a super clear 3-part roadmap. First, we're going to plan your strategy. Second, we'll actually form your company and give it a legal identity. And third, we'll cover the last few things you need to do to operate legally. Getting this sequence right is absolutely key to starting off strong.
Okay, let's dive into Section 1, drafting your business blueprint. Look, before you even think about filing a single piece of paper, you need a solid plan. This is the bedrock, the foundation of everything to come.
So, what's in this blueprint? Well, first up, market research. You've got to know if people will actually pay for what you're selling, right? Then you need a formal business plan to guide your decisions. And of course, you got to figure out how you're going to get funded. Skipping these steps, it's like setting sail across the ocean without a compass. It's just not going to end well.
And now for Section 2, choosing your legal identity. Okay, listen up, because this is probably one of the most important decisions you're going to make. You're not just picking a cool name. You're choosing a legal structure that's going to impact your taxes, your personal risk, pretty much everything.
Before we get into the different types of companies, we have to wrap our heads around this really important concept, personal liability. So, what is it? It means if your business gets sued or racks up a bunch of debt, they can come after your personal stuff. We're talking your house, your car, your savings account. Yeah. So, for most founders, protecting yourself from that is priority number 1.
And this slide really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you have things like a sole proprietorship or a partnership. In those cases, you are the business. There's no separation. But on the other side, with LLCs and corporations, you're creating a totally separate legal entity. Think of it like a legal shield between your business life and your personal life. That shield is what keeps your personal assets safe. So let's compare the 3 most popular options that give you that protection. Now, zoom in on the taxation row. You see how both LLCs and S-Corps have pass-through taxation? That just means the business profits pass through to you, and you only pay taxes on them once. Simple. But then you get to the C-Corp, and you see double taxation. So why on earth would anyone choose that? Well, here's the deal. Investors love C-Corps. If you plan on raising venture capital, you're almost certainly going to need to be a C-Corp. For pretty much everyone else just starting out, an LLC or S-Corp usually hits that sweet spot of protection and simplicity.
So, what exactly is this double taxation thing? It's basically a 1-2 tax punch. First, the C corporation itself pays corporate taxes on its profits. Then, when that money is paid out to the owners or shareholders, they have to pay personal income tax on it again. It's a really important trade-off to understand. You're trading potentially higher taxes for that ironclad protection and investor-friendly structure.
Okay, on to Section 3, making your company real. You've got your plan, you've picked your legal structure, now it's time to actually do the thing. Let's file that paperwork and bring your company to life.
I like to call this part the filing gauntlet. First, you'll choose your business name and do a quick search to make sure it's available. Then you file the actual formation documents. You also have to appoint a registered agent. Now don't let the fancy name intimidate you. It's just a reliable person or service at a physical address who can receive official legal mail for your company. And finally, you get your federal tax ID, which is called an EIN.
Now, a super common question is, okay, where do I send all this stuff? The answer is pretty simple. You file with the Secretary of State's office in whatever state you've decided to form your business. Just hop on their website, they'll have all the forms and instructions you need.
So that EIN or employer identification number, think of it like a social security number, but for your business. You absolutely have to have one to open a business bank account, hire employees, or file taxes. And here's the #1 tip I can give you. Get it for free directly from the IRS website. The online application is super easy and fast.
All right, let's keep moving. Section 4, clearing final local hurdles. So your company is officially formed. Awesome, but you're not quite ready to open for business just yet. There are a few final compliance checkpoints we've got to clear.
First, you'll need to register with your state's tax agency for things like sales tax. And after that, you've got to look into licenses. Depending on your industry, you might need special permits. A coffee shop needs a health permit from the city, a construction company needs a contractor's license from the state. You really have to check at all three levels: federal, state, and local.
And that brings us to our final section, a little bit of wisdom for the road ahead. You've built the foundation, which is amazing, but a smart founder knows that this is a journey you shouldn't take all by yourself. Seriously, no hero ever completes a quest alone. You need to assemble your team of expert advisors. And this is not a luxury, it's a necessity. A good business attorney will help you navigate all the legal stuff, and a great CPA, that's a certified public accountant, is just critical for managing your money and getting your taxes right from day one. Two final really important points to consider. First, location matters. You'll hear about a lot of tech startups incorporating in Delaware. It's not because they're based there. It's because Delaware has very predictable, well-established corporate laws, and investors really like that. And second, if you are not a US citizen, your very first step, before anything else, has to be talking with an immigration attorney to make sure you have the right visa to operate a business.
And there you have it. The paperwork is done. Your company has a name, a legal structure, and you know how to stay compliant. The foundation is solid, the administrative part of the quest is over, which means the real adventure, actually building your business, can finally begin.